Hi everyone, it's Dragana at Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. In the third episode of creating ephemera from scratch, we are going to make some cool paper clips. And there's also a new freebie, this one, these 4 black and white butterflies. Here I have original. This is what it looks like on the website. And then you have an option of printing them smaller. If you print, for example, like here, 2 to a page. That's the page here, and then have the page there. Here you have 3 by 3, which is 9 pages. And over here I have 4, okay? And as you can see, this looks a little bit different than these. See-through, and it is because I waxed the paper after I printed it. I really love it. After I waxed them, I can still color them with inks and markers. They work just fine. Have a look at this. It works just fine. It doesn't rub off. You can color them and wax, or wax and color. It doesn't really matter. Unless you're going to use watercolors. In that case, I think it's not going to work on the waxed papers. You're better off doing the watercolors first and then waxing, like I've done here. I've used my food coloring dies and then I waxed this piece of paper. I just want to show you this. These 2 papers were very similar. I've done them in one of the videos where we used food coloring, and then I've decided to wax this one. So look at the difference. It looks a little bit darker, but look at the mica. The gold mica has become really visible now, much more than here. Today I wanted to use some of these papers, also from that batch. So I'm going to use that one and that one. Okay, and I'll just fold this in half. I'll just cut it like this. When I do it like this, I end up with 4 paper clips and no waste. Okay. So I'm not that keen on that side. I prefer that one. And I just fold it approximately like this. I leave one side a little bit bigger than the other one. And then with this part, I fold it like so. With this one, I also fold it something like that. You can fold it even like so. Okay, so I have 4, that's probably enough. And I also want to make a few round paper clips. So I'm going to use this paper. Okay, now the hidden ones really need the backing, not because I want to cover this, but it's actually important for the whole construction. So I'm going to use just this piece of paper. This is just copy paper. So what I do now, I just fold this like so. It's just the easiest way to fold it the same way. So put it inside like so, and then just fold over. As you can see, hardly any waste. One thing I have to do before I start gluing these is to find the center here and put a little mark. And then I take the punch tool and I do like a half a circle, like so. Hope you can see. That's what it looks like. And I do that because when I put the paper clip, I like to leave that much on top, and then I have a little opening and I can attach ribbon or some lace or even a charm. So that's what I need to do for all of these. I'll just do that quickly. Okay, now that we sorted that out, we need to glue them. You can use glue stick or white glue or any glue. So I just apply the glue here on this side. And then I take the paper clip with the paper and just push that there. So I would probably let that dry a little bit and then I would trim it. So it's the same thing with these ones. I mean, this is just so easy, this construction part. Then we can have some fun decorating. All four are nicely glued. I'll just let the glue dry a little bit. And with these ones, I will also need something for the back. I might even use the same paper. I don't need the full circle. I only need up to there. I'm just going to cut it like this. With these types of paper clips, you can have that further up if you want to put that on the side and hang a charm there, or you can just push it all the way. Now we just glue that and then we will decorate. Press that there. By the way, this paper is light cardstock, okay? If your paper is just copy paper thickness, then glue it onto some cardstock first. Love this paper. And by the way, my food coloring dyes are still alright. So the trick with food preservative so far is working alright. No sign of mold. And I'm very happy about that. Okay. All four are nicely glued. I will let these dry. And I'll trim these like so. I like to do this around the corners. And it's ready to be decorated. Okay, so I'll just quickly do the same with these three. All nicely put together. Before we start designing and decorating these, we have to think about how we're going to use them in a journal. This is what I mean. If I want to use this one on the side, I would design everything to be in this direction. And if I want to use it over the page, then I would have to think about that as well, to have text or images in that orientation. You can also have these like so, and basically they turn into a tuck spot or a pocket. Then you would have to have whatever is there designed so it makes sense. So the same applies to these. You can also have them on top of the page, on the side, and maybe on this side rather than that side, okay? But these are not completely hidden. They have that showing, and you can also have them like so, okay? So just something to think about when you're designing. And I think I'm going to start by inking. Oh, I love that paper. It just turned out so yummy. And I'll just go around and ink them all up. I think this is going to turn into a mess making session by the looks of it. I was going to make just 2 and now I have 8 of them. Okay, so I'll just quickly ink those 2 as well. I'm going to ink the round ones with this brown ink as well. I think it looks good. Almost there. Okay. I'm going to have 2 like so, and maybe those 2 placed on the side. I'll just attach them because if I move them, I'm gonna forget. Now what we can do to decorate these. I was thinking of using some of these waxed butterflies. I'll just start by cutting one of these sections, and I've also got some of these from last week's video. Cut them out with my 1-inch circular punch. I'm going to ink them now. Love that. Just doing this makes them really vintage looking, and then emphasizing the edges. Love that. These black and white images are so versatile. Maybe I can have one more. Black Eyed Susan. I'm thinking perhaps I could put a little bit of gauze behind. I think that would look really nice. Love these dyed gauzes. Okay, I think something like that. Just a little bit behind, just for the interest. I'm going to use silicone blue. I'm going to put a little bit first. Like so. And then on the image. Nice. Let's do that one. I'm very happy with these. Now here we have two sides that we can decorate. I'm going to use some of these stamps that I recently got, all about books and reading in libraries. I have some of those dyed papers. Maybe that one. I'll just stamp this. Nice. Just do one more. And we have that one. And I'll just cut these out now. Let's see. Now on this side, we could have that, and then here, why don't we just have that on the back? Lovely. Have these like books here. Let's just use them. I'm gonna stamp them on this. Love that color. These can be made into any theme. I'm doing this because I'm thinking these paper clips would also make great bookmarks. How about we turn that into a little pocket? So I'll just put a little bit of glue. Cute. Could have also stamped directly on the paper, but it's a bit dark and I think it looks better when it's on the lighter background. Okay. And let's have some fun here with this one. I just thought about perhaps cutting one of these larger ones and then inking them. I could turn that into a little pocket if I just add the glue like so. Maybe a little bit there and there. And then that can go in there. So that side is done. I think we could have like a little notepad, at least on some of these. Just some of my scrap papers. Just fold them. Maybe that one there. This is from the envelopes. Here. Okay, maybe that one, the green one. I'm going to show you just quickly how I put them together. And I line them up on one side. You can use staples, but I prefer to just use a little bit of either glue stick or white glue, because if I add staples, it ends up being bulky there. So I'm just going to do this just with a touch of glue, like so. I'll let that dry and then I trim it to fit. This is a great way to use up your scraps from perhaps when you were making journals and you had some offcuts left. Okay, so now I have to trim them. I mark first, so I want to have a little bit of space around, so I'm going to cut there. And you decide if you want to have full length or just half. I like to put a bit of a decoration on top, so I'm going to go like this, and then I'll just mark that there. Just a line. Just go several times, and then I'll just align here. Cool. So what I do now, just add the glue just on top. A little notepad. I really like that. All right, so I guess you get the idea. I'll just quickly do the same with all of these, and then I will show you what they look like. There they are, all nicely glued and cut. Little notepads. Now let's just decorate a little bit, and I want to use these butterflies. I'm just going to ink them a little bit. Seedless preserve. Let's go that one. Love how translucent they are. Perhaps that one can be spiced marmalade. Orange. Yellow. Love that. Cool. Or maybe you can add a little bit here. So we have two colors blending in. Fire brick. The center here. Perhaps. See, when the paper is waxed, it's so nice to add ink. It kind of glides. Add a bit of red here. I would like to have a blue one. Nice. pistachio. And the last one, maybe red. I've done a few with just markers earlier, and then I've applied ink on top like this. I think they also look nice. I'll just do one to show you. Maybe that one. Maybe orange here. I like to do this. Just apply that brown ink. Immediately it looks a little bit more vintage. I think these butterflies would be great to use also on snippet rolls, on collages and so on. This one now looks as if it was cut from an old book. Just have to think about which one looks good way. Maybe like this. Love it. And I might do a bit of stamping. That's a book. Oh, the stack of books. Cool. Like so. Nice. And then here. I'm gonna tear it. I like that. It looks cool. And then the butterfly can go there. Should we add a little bit of this behind? I think a little bit of gauze behind the butterfly would look good. I won't put the glue everywhere, just in the center. I love how it looks on this side. The markers just went right through. But it looks interesting, doesn't it? All right. I'm very happy with this one. Love that butterfly there. Okay, should we add some gauze here as well? Let's do that. Again, I'll just put this in the middle. I want them 3D a little bit. I don't want them flat. I want them like this. Cool. And this one, I kind of like this flower here, but I want to have the butterfly and the buttons in my way. I'm just going to cut it off. I think this was one of those budget stamps with foam. Then I turned that into a flower. And then I'll add the butterfly. And there's one more left, just here. One more thing left to do is add a little bit of something here. Just cut that there. Put that one through here. And we'll test them in the journal in a second. Lovely. And I'll just use this one organza ribbon. Let's take a look inside of the journal. So this one can go over. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with these. We're gonna tuck something in. It looks cool on this side as well. You can also tuck things underneath. They're quite firm. When you close it, you can see where it is. So it can serve as a bookmark, as a paper clip, of course, as a little notepad or writing spot, and as a tuck spot. This one might look good here. Okay, the tuck spot, paper clip. Also, that serves as a tab now. You can write here. You can tuck things underneath. And what's really great about these is that you can move them around. Oh, love that. Love, love, love. Move them from journal to journal or from page to page. Oh, this one's so yummy. I forgot that we have a pocket here, so we can put something inside. And with these ones, it's quite straightforward. We made some to go on top of the page, and then we made some to go on the side. This one's going on the side. That one's going on the top as well. And then we use them to attach things. They don't look as pretty on this side, but they look very nice on that side. And I just want to show you a few more examples of these that I've done earlier. There they are. I've attached a chain and some leaves. And here I've added just some thread, crochet thread, and spend a bit more time on this one. I've added these little beads, so they're like paper clips and charms at the same time. Love them. And then I've done some with just these flowers that I dyed with those natural dyes. Added some contour paint on top of that one. I hope you can see, just with gold. They're constructed in a similar way to these ones, but I've used the whole image and didn't use any of the gauze. Very simple and yet effective. So I made quite a few of these paper clips, and I also made this one. Really like it. I didn't put the notepad, I just stamped that, but the paper was a bit lighter color, so it worked well. And I've used a fussy cut here. Done quite a few more. I just need to decorate them now. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Don't forget your latest freebie. Have some fun and create these multi-purpose paper clips. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon in my next video. Bye for now.